Welcome back, eSIM Studio. So, got a full day of battery life on the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. Now, this is running Android 16 QPR1 Beta 1, and I sort of yesterday made a video in regards to some of the bugs and issues that this version of Android was having. The latest version with Material 3 theme, and wanted to go see how long and how the battery would perform on a full charge, literally from unplug it at 100%, don't plug it in until the very end. Now, as you could tell, I'm at 3% right now. So let's go into the settings before it shuts down and see. First of all, before we do that, I want to see how much RAM I'm actually using. Let's see here. So I've been on average using almost 10 gigs of RAM on this charge. Now let's go into battery and we will see just how well it might die on me while I'm recording, but let's go into battery usage and see. So I've had essentially 6 hours. I'll probably get 6 hours 30 minutes of screen on time. Not the greatest, but I'd say that's about average, right? It's not horrible. Anything around 5 or less would be probably below average. Anything 6 and above would be above average. Anywhere from 5 to 6 is about average. So we're just above average. Nothing outstanding. When you consider the OnePlus 13 getting, I think I did a video on that when I first got it. And what did I have? Like 13 hours of screen on time. Like it was almost 13. I think it was like 12 hours, 41 minutes. Just outstanding. Best battery life phone I've ever had, OnePlus 13, but this is definitely not on that level. So it's not going to be a battery king of any any sort, but as you can tell, most of it is taken up by YouTube. Sometimes I'll listen to it. Sometimes I'll have YouTube playing in the background. Turn the screen off, listen to YouTube Premium. You can listen to the videos while it's turned off, right? As you can tell, background, 2 hours, 9 minutes. And while it's on screen, almost 4 hours. Had it fully charged, unplugged it at 6:12 a.m., fully charged. And as you can tell, made it basically almost 12 hours of usage. And then of those 12 hours, basically 6.5 hours of screen on time. And it slowly goes down. You can tell I was sleeping at that time. And then get up and we're at that point. So nothing crazy, right? But as you can tell, some of the system apps here, 33%, but user apps here, you can see what I was using. A lot of it's YouTube. But what is this? Oh, here, CPU, 30%, screen, 22%, mobile network, 7%, Wi-Fi 3, flashlight, camera, GPS, others, 37%. So, decent, nothing outstanding. I did battery saver turned on automatically once it got below 20%. Now it's interesting because they took battery health out of here. I think on the stable build of Android 16, they'll probably implement like how on iPhone where it will give you your battery health, meaning like it's at 93% after a year and a half of usage, right? They did implement that for a short period of time and they took it out, but I think with the stable build, it'll be in there. Let's see what else. Battery widget. Diagnostics. This will help you go through it. Battery percentage, you can take that off and you can put that back on there. That's pretty cool. Kind of looks like an iPhone, right? With the iPhone icon. It'll give you that plus symbol when it's in battery saving mode. Pretty cool. But yeah, so I don't know. Bugs are not as dealing with some, not It's not a deal breaker. Look, and everybody's Pixel is going to be different, right? What bugs I have on my Pixel are not going to be the same bugs that you have on your Pixel. Battery life is the same too. Since there's a new version of Android, since you installed the new beta, 2 days ago, it may take a week for it to settle in, right? For it to kind of learn your usage, even though it should know your usage by now. With each beta version, probably takes a few days to get settled in. So I'll do another update maybe in the next probably 4, 5, 6, 7 days in regards to battery life on here. Some of the bugs are fixable by doing a simple reboot. Now, yesterday on my video, when I told you to wipe the cache, I realized I went to go do it on my computer because they took it out of the fast boot menu. When you boot it into fast boot mode, you used to, like on Samsung phones, you can use these buttons to navigate and you can say wipe data partition. You used to be able to do that. They removed that on Pixel phones. I had forgotten. It's been a while since I've boot phones into flash boot, but fast boot mode. So they removed it. So it's the only way to do it on the computer. So I plugged it into the computer and hooked it up to ADB, and it was still not able to wipe cache partition. So the only way, if you have an app that's buggy, or if you have an app that you believe is causing you issues, and the Instagram app is not playing nicely with the Pixel devices, Instagram is not. Now basically the only other way you can combat that, because there is a thread on Reddit where a bunch of users have located that Instagram app as being buggy and or draining their battery fast. So you can remove the application, uninstall the Instagram app, and install the web app. So instead of downloading the Instagram app, go to Instagram.com. And then when you get there, click your three-dot menu in your browser, and after you sign in, and you can install that as an app or apply it to your home screen, and it'll act like an app, like a progressive web app. So that's the other way to combat it. But if you do have the only other way to, if there's an app that is not playing nicely, that you notice, man, whenever I open this app, it's always doing this or doing that, you can always go here. You can always go into your apps. And let's just say Albi, right? I can go into here, and you're going to have to manually do it. Now, I had 400, what did it say? 405 apps. Now, that would take forever, right? But you don't have to go through each and every one. SD Made reached out to the developer because that does it automatically. He said he is working on a fix, and we should have an update here in the next few days. So you will be able to run that, and that sweeps through all of your user apps and system apps if you want it to, and it'll automatically go through here and wipe out, clear the cache. Right? I don't have any cache there because I haven't really used this app. Let's see if there's another one. Well, let's see if there's what app do I use the most. So let's go to YouTube. That's what I'm on most. Canva. There you go. You can clear the cache there. Boom. Now, I would always do that before you clear the storage and see if it works. Because if you clear the storage, you're going to have to sign back into that app. If you clear the cache, that's just clearing all the loose files that it has built up, temporary files that has built up in the memory of the device, right? So always do that before you clear the data, see if that works. And, if all else fails, clear the data, still acting up, giving you issues, you can always uninstall the app and then log into their website and install it on your home screen, and it'll essentially act like a progressive web app where you can still use it. Actually, there's a couple of cool apps here I was looking at. Check this out. If you go to the Play Store and you search PWA for progressive web app, a couple of cool. And I might want to do a app review on this web app. There's a cool application on your phone that gives you a list of applications where you can uninstall the app to save data on your phone, and so it doesn't interact bad with your phone. And you can still use the app as a progressive web app, so it's not technically installed in your system data in your phone. Here's a list, just some of the apps that work with this, where you can sign into it and use it on the web, and you can just install it on your home screen. So it will essentially be like an app. It's just not installed on your device. But that's a cool one. It's called Web App Lite Private Browser. And where was the other one? Was it this one? Enjoy the best apps without downloading them. Here's another one. This gives you a list of applications you can use as a progressive web app. So you can use them, you can sign in, and you'll stay signed in. They just won't download and install it on your phone. So it helps save memory, helps save in cases like this, if you're running beta software and you notice some of it being buggy. This will also help, right, with some of the bugginess, because it plays a lot nicely if it's running off of a browser and not if it's installed on your device. So I'll probably install these, and then I will do a app review on these here in the near future. So let me install that one. And where's the other one? This one right here. We'll do those. But just a quick tip there. If you're having bug issues with your device, pretty interesting. It stayed on 3 for quite a while. So you probably could get, I probably could get up to 6.5 hours screen on time. Possibly. Where are we at? Yep, over 6.5. Maybe stretch it to 6:45. So inching up to that 7-hour screen on time, which is nice because probably could, if you put it in battery saving mode before 20%, like if you're out of the house, you're going to be gone for a long day. I could probably put in battery saving mode after you get past the 50% mark, and that would really stretch it out. But inching close up, it went down to 2. So inching closer to 6:45, getting closer to that 7-hour mark is decent. I mean, it's nothing to brag about, but it's certainly not like, oh man, this has an issue. I think 7 hours is kind of what I was in between 6 hours and 7 hours. It's somewhere in between there. It's kind of what I was thinking about when I took it off the charger this morning to see. That's what I was aiming for, and it did hit it. So I wasn't shooting for the stars, and not 13 hours of screen on time like the One Plus or anything, but close to 7 hours is average, or a little slightly above average, so it's okay. Nothing to brag about, as I mentioned. But yeah, so I'll keep y'all updated on the Android 16 QPR1 Beta 1 on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I'm going to plug this in, and so I don't die here, but stay tuned to the channel, and I will keep everybody updated on this beta software for Pixel devices. Peace out.